Hi, this is Derek again. I'm gonna mention one more thing. In the last video I just made, which was my first YouTube live, I mentioned casually that I might be getting kicked out of Kindle Unlimited, and that's kind of a big deal right now in my life. So I want to make a little video about why I might be getting kicked out of Kindle Unlimited, what that means, how that might change my entire marketing plan for the next year. Basically, with Kindle Unlimited, you can't have a book in Kindle Unlimited and on another site, which I totally knew. And I didn't have that problem. But recently, I had one really old book that's like 6 years old. I didn't think it was on any other site. And it'd been like years since I'd done anything with it. So I put it into Kindle Unlimited. And it was only like 2 days. And then they told me there was a copy of it on Google Play. And they said, because we've warned you before about this issue, and they probably had, but it's been at least 5 years. So they warned me like 5 years ago because I probably made a mistake before, and now I've done it again. So they just said, in 5 days, all of your books will be kicked out of Kindle Unlimited, and you can't use Kindle Unlimited for another year. Which is a huge problem for me. I went all in Kindle Unlimited. I think it is the best way for new authors to earn more money, and I'm making a lot of money this month. I made like 7,000 last month, 7,000 last month in Kindle sales, and probably like 5,000 of that is in Kindle Unlimited. Most of it's in page reads, and I thought that was just a fluke because I had a really good launch with 1,500 pre-orders, but actually my sales have been consistent so far this month as well. And if I put out one book a month for the next 3 months, like I plan to in Kindle Unlimited, and I switch a lot of my perma-free books to paid books, which I plan to do also, I have like 3 books that are kind of half books. I'm just gonna add another 30,000 words, change the covers, and I was going to change them to 99 cents, but actually I decided recently I'm going to change them to $2.99 and just advertise harder. And I think they'll stick pretty well and earn pretty well, or they would have, and I probably could have gotten above 10,000 a month by this summer, which would be fantastic. Except now if I'm getting kicked out, then, at least 5,000 or 6,000 of that disappears. And that's a huge problem because that's, 50 or 60,000 dollars a year that would have been nice to have, and now I may not have that money. So it's not the end of the world. I did contact them. I sent them several emails, and they basically said, no, this is our final answer, and we can't give you any more information. And then I called, and they said they would recommend my case to somebody else to check. So there might still be some hope, but at this point I'm not optimistic. I am going to keep hassling them about it because it was an accident. It was only up for a couple of days. The book that was on Google Play is down. It was only up for like a day, and I contacted Google Play and I had them delete it immediately. And I assumed, like, since I'm making money in Kindle Unlimited, they would want to keep me there, but it seems like they just don't give a damn. They're a huge company. They want to focus on, they have to focus on following the rules. They have to focus on the buyers and the readers first and not the authors. I understand if this is just, I don't expect them to make exceptions for me. I'm not making millions of dollars on Kindle. Probably, like, I'm still hoping I might just get somebody nice who just fixes it if I apologize really hard, but there's a chance that that may not happen. So if I'm kicked out, what I'll have to do, and this really isn't the end of the world, but I'll take all of those first books that I have on Kindle Unlimited, and I'll focus really hard on going wide, which means I'll put them on like everywhere. I'll raise the prices. I'll focus. The reason I don't want to go wide is that it's a lot of work. So yes, you can build it up. It probably takes about 3 months to build. I could probably make as much money if I go wide, if I work my ass off and I spend a lot of money on advertising. But I don't want to do that. I just want to write books and put them on Kindle Unlimited and keep selling because that's been working really well for me. But if I don't have the choice, if I'm kicked out, it was my mistake, it was stupid, that's unfortunate, but I'll work really, really hard to make my first books perma-free, like I might go perma-free for a while just to get my readers to download them and review them. I'll have to focus on getting a lot of reviews. I'll have to focus on paid advertisement to get my books sticky on other platforms. I've always focused on doing that on Amazon. I haven't focused at all on other platforms. So it's a lot of work, but after 3 months or so, I could probably get my income back up to a reasonable level. And then if I do it that way, I would just leave, I would focus on book ones for the rest of the year. So that year that I got kicked out, I would focus on finishing 10 book ones for 10 potential series. And those would all be wide. And I'd get them to stick really well so they're earning money. And then when my year is over, I'd start finishing all the sequels. And I put all the sequels into Kindle Unlimited. And I tell all those people who got book one on wide, if you want book two, sorry, but it's only available on Amazon right now because that's how I make money as an author. If you're going to do that, some people will get upset, and you can do things like offer them a free copy or tell them if they buy the book on Kindle, but they want to use another platform, then if they show you the receipt, you'll send them the EPUB or another version that they can use. And you can just have the file set up on BookFunnel, so that's a pretty easy thing to do. That's probably what I do. If I focus all my energy on going wide for a year, I would probably keep those books wide, and then I would just put new content, or I'd put sequels into KU when I get my privileges back. So that's kind of disappointing. What it'll also mean is that, I basically thought I could just focus on writing because I'm making a living as a writer. And that was really exciting because that's what I want to be doing. I love writing. I love book marketing and publishing. However, if I get kicked out of Kindle Unlimited, my income's going to go down significantly for at least 3 or 4 months. Which means I'll focus more on my nonfiction stuff. I'll finish my course and my course launch, which is guerrilla publishing. I probably won't I'll have to do enough marketing with enough books so that my income doesn't totally tank. I'd like to keep my fiction income up to at least $5K a month. Like I said, it could have been $10K a month, but if I can get it back up to $5K a month after going wide, I'd be happy with that for a year. That's still really good money. That still is kind of enough to live on while I'm writing more books. I could be building my platforms. I could be building other nonfiction services or tools for authors, or focusing on other things. I don't see it as a setback. I think it's a, what's the word? Side rail, a roadblock. I don't know. I might be forced to take a different path that may eventually be better for me anyway. So I'm not terribly upset about it. I do think it kind of sucks because I don't feel like they've really listened to my case. I don't feel like I've really done anything wrong because I didn't intentionally break the contract. But, it happens. I understand if they're going to enforce the decision. I understand that there's probably tons and tons of authors who break contracts and they have to deal with it. They can't make exceptions. Probably most of the employees are just told you can't make exceptions. So I'm going to keep pushing and seeing if they'll get me to stay in. I would prefer to stay in because I'd rather make more money with less effort right now. That sounds great. And my main thing, I'll make other videos about Kindle Unlimited versus going wide, but basically, yes, you can make money going wide. I saw a really great graphic, and I'll do another video about this, but it was basically, on Amazon, you can start off and you can still get a cut of the profits and you can make some money. Everywhere else, almost everybody makes no money, and a few people make a lot of money. So if you're a great professional author, you do everything right, you know what you're doing with marketing, you have a big platform already, then you can go wide and build up your income and do well with it. But for most other authors who don't have a platform or aren't making money yet, Kindle Unlimited is easier and faster. It's a better way to launch books. It's a better way to start out. People say you want to go wide because you, and it's kind of funny, people use the argument you should go wide because you can't depend on Amazon. In case Amazon changes something, they'll screw over your entire income. And I always said that doesn't matter because I always want to be making money right now where I can make money. And if something changes with Amazon, then I'll adapt and I'll do whatever I have to do to keep making money somewhere else. I didn't expect it would be this soon. So if if I'm kind of forced to eat my own words, and I'm by being kicked out, I'm forced to go wide because of the thing that I said wouldn't happen. I don't know. It's kind of ironic. It sucks, but I'll do the best I can with what's going to happen. And luckily, it's not like fiction isn't my only source of income, though I was really excited to quit everything else and just write fiction full time. But it's okay, if it takes another few months to get there, that's not a huge deal. I'm really excited that my books are making any money. So I'm making a lot more with my books than I expected to. I didn't expect to make money until I had like 10 novels out, and I only have like 3.5 because a couple books are in perma-free. So even like by the end of the year, when I put out 3 or 4 more full novels, my base income should be something. It won't be huge, but it should be pretty decent. So I'm like, if I'm losing $50,000, that sucks. It would be great to have $50,000. On the other hand, if I'm making $50,000 a year from my fiction, I'm really excited about that. It all feels kind of like free money. The nice thing about publishing is that it's a lot of work to publish your books, but now I could take a month off or 2 months off and I have money coming in from my fiction. That's really exciting. And that's the cool thing about publishing, which I'm thrilled about. I can't wait until I have 20 to 30 books, but I'm really thinking like, I'll be making lots of money in 2 or 3 years when I have a huge platform and tons of books. Right now, I still feel like I'm kind of testing things out and playing around. So the fact that I'm making any money, I still feel really grateful for. Anyway, that's my story about why I might be getting kicked out of Kindle Unlimited. I don't really have any solutions or comments on that. I will talk more about what I'm having to do to build up my income by going wide. That's a whole other process that's going to be tons and tons of videos if that's what I do. But again, that may not happen. I'm going to hope that doesn't happen, but that could be my path for the next year.